passionate about helping professionals just like you create meaningful experiences for families. Funeral director and musician, Nathan Morris here. And today I want to talk about something that's often overlooked, but incredibly powerful in the profession. And that is the words we use. Because if you ever noticed how a single phrase said to you, it's either made you feel a sense of comfort or not. And how when you speak to grieving families, for instance, offering them comfort or unintentionally creating a sense of distance. Because in this video, I'm going to share free actionable tips on using intentional language in funeral service, straight from a module in my Director OS course. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to have tools to transform your communication, and you're going to be able to build deeper trust with every single family that you serve. So let's hop into the deep end of the pool, my friend. You're welcome. If you're new here, I'm Nathan. I'm a musician and mortician. I've spent nearly 15 years in the funeral profession. Be sure to subscribe, click the bell to be notified when I release content like this, ways in which you can propel the funeral profession, getting it out of this cookie cutter, we've always done it this way mentality. Let's talk about why language matters so much in our line of work in the first place. When families come to us, they're in one of the most vulnerable and delicate moments of their lives. They're not just listening to what we say, they're feeling it, everything. And research shows that the words that we choose can shape perceptions, either uplifting someone or making them feel like just another transaction. And in funeral service, terms we use out of habit like removal or body, that feels cold and clinical to families, like fluorescent light. But when we shift to that softer and more compassionate language, we show respect and we build connection. It's science. This isn't just about being polite, though, either. It's about honoring the person that's passed and the family who's left behind and who's called you. In my Director OS course, we dive deep into this concept. But today, I want to give you a powerful starting point. Let's get practical. In funeral service, we often use industry jargon without even realizing how it lands with the families. And I want to share just a few examples of common phrases and how we can reframe them with a lot more intentionality. These come directly from the module in the Director OS course. This module is called Intentional Language in Funeral Service. Listen to your peers. You're going to see it's everywhere. So instead, first of all, of saying removal, just try transfer into our care. You might ask why. Well, removal, it sounds mechanical, like you're just taking something away. Transfer into our care, that reflects respect for the loved one, that loved one who is loved so much by the person or persons who are watching you transfer. You might want to, secondly, avoid saying the word body. Instead, you want to use loved one, or better yet, use their name, saying something like Samuel or your husband, Samuel. That personalizes the experience and it keeps their humanity at the forefront. Samuel, to them, is still very present, even though spiritually they aren't. Third, I want you to swap arrangements for celebration of life planning or planning a celebration. This shifts the focus from the logistics aspect to honoring the person. And these small changes, they make a huge difference, because I've seen families visibly, they relax when I use their loved one's name or I speak with very gentle care. So try this in your next interaction. Just write down one phrase that you used often and then think about how you could soften it. And if you want a full list of reframed phrases and exercises to practice them, that's exactly what we cover in Director OS. And I'm going to share a link in the description below so you can learn more. Now let's talk about two game changers, using names and speaking in the present tense. When you address a family member by name, say Mr. Johnson or Bethany, you validate their identity during a time when they feel lost. And when you refer to the loved one by their name, like Samuel, instead of the deceased, it shows that you see them as a person and not a task. I once had a family tell me how much it meant to hear their father's name spoken with respect throughout the entire process. And just that small act, it has a massive impact. And equally powerful is using present tense when appropriate. especially when you're going over the information for creating the loved one's obituary. Many people say, what was? So instead of saying, he was a kind person, try, he is known for his kindness. This honors their continued legacy in the family's hearts and in their minds. It's relaxing. Think about it. Saying, Samuel loves fishing and taught so many people to enjoy it keeps his spirit alive in that moment. And in Director OS, we practice this through role-playing activities just to make it second nature. But for now, I challenge you to try this in your next conversation. Notice how the family responds when you use a name or present tense. And share your experience in the comments below because I would love to hear about it. Also, let me know in the comments below another way in which you form your sentences to serve families better, because I believe where there's two or more heads, there's an opportunity to learn and grow together. I want to share a quick story to show the real impact of intentional language. A few years ago, I worked with a family who had just lost their mom. And initially, I used standard terms like arrangements and remains, because that's what I was trained to say. But I noticed the daughter seemed to kind of tense up or stay tense, shoulders tight. So I shifted. I started saying, we'll plan a celebration of your mother's life, and referred to her as Margaret throughout. And the difference was night and day. The daughter's shoulders dropped, and later she told me that hearing her mother's name made her feel like I truly cared about her mother and who she was and is. And that moment changed how I communicated forever. And this is the kind of transformation that we focus on in the course. It's not just theory either. It's about real moments that change lives. I mean, if you've ever had a similar experience where a word or phrase made a massive difference, then drop it in the comments, because I want to learn from each other. And if you too want to master this skill with guided exercises, supportive community, then check out the full course right below in the description, nathanmorrismusic.com. Before we wrap up, I want to give you 3 practical tips that you can use right this second to start using intentional language. And these are straight from the playbook. Number 1, audit your language. Over the next week, write down 5 phrases that you use the most with the families you serve. And then ask yourself, could this sound softer or more personal? And then reframe them using the examples that I've shared. Number 2, practice using names. In your next interaction, make it a point to address the family and their loved one by their name at least once, and just watch their reaction. It's powerful. Number 3, slow down. Be thoughtful. Your tone, your pacing, it matters as much as the words you speak. Take a pause before answering tough questions just to show you're really listening. These tips are just the beginning, because in Director OS, we dive even deeper, role-playing, scripts, and group feedback that help refine your skills. But start with these 3 today, and you're going to see a major difference. And let me know in the comments which tip you're going to try first. We've smashed a lot today, from reframing phrases to using names and present tense to create the connection, but this is just one piece of the puzzle. In my Director OS course, we're going to dive into every aspect of funeral directing, from mastering first impressions to creating personalized ceremonies and building emotional resilience, the thing that we are never taught in mortuary school. And if you're ready to elevate your skills and transform how you serve families, then just head over to nathanmorrismusic.com or click the link in the description to learn more about the course. It's a complete framework, personalized training, downloadable tools, and supportive community, because that's what matters, of like-minded professionals who are holding one another up and not smashing each other down. And if this video helped you, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more free training and modules and tools to make you a better version of you, and to click the bell to be notified when I release all this stuff. And share this video with a colleague who needs to hear this. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, questions that you might have about intentional language, because I want to be here to help, and I want to learn from you. I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video, or maybe inside Director OS. See you at the next one.